Hey collective, it's Car, and I'm back to just let somebody know that it is okay to pick and choose your battles. Like growing up, my mom will always say this: pick and choose your battles, pick and choose your battles. So, now it makes sense. Pick and choose what you decide to put your energy and attention to. You have to be careful and be selective on what is worth fighting for and what is worth spending energy on to get an outcome that you desire, right? So you have to understand, like, when you're on a healing journey, when you're on a spiritual journey, when you have started to become spiritually awakened and you see the world and people for what they are, you have to understand that this is a warfare. It's a war, a spiritual war, an emotional war, and you have to understand that because it's a war, you have to think in terms of long-term longevity. And so when you think in terms of longevity of winning the war, you understand that every battle does not need to be fought. And you don't need to win every battle, quote unquote win. So you don't, matter of fact, some of those little small battles and small wins that are not worth fighting for, it's honestly better for you to let the enemy think that they have won those battles, right? Because we all know when you are confident and you think you won, and when you let the enemy think that they've won, they show off, they show their ass, they start showing their cards, they start getting too comfortable, and then they start getting sloppy. So it is in your best interest to not always have to fight every battle. It's not worth it to fight everything. Especially when you're thinking in terms of longevity, when you're trying to last longer, when you're trying to outwit your enemy, you have to, quote unquote, lose some battles. Because guess what? I'm going to let you have this because I'm saving my energy for this battle. I'm going to let you think you won this because I'm about to show you differently. See how that works? Like, another example, okay, let's say you're at work and your manager wants you to do something that really isn't in your, they want you to do a favor for them, but really you don't, let's say it's not really in your job description to do what they're asking, or maybe it's something so little or whatever that it's just not worth the fight or the argument. Something small and minor, is it really worth arguing with your job about doing this or doing it this way? Or do we save our energy for something more serious and something worth fighting for? So something that is, let's just say you're fighting for your rights at your job. Maybe it's, you're fighting for more break time, or maybe you're fighting to keep your job around. There's things that are worth fighting for. If you know that somebody is doing something wrong and their actions are going to be detrimental to the process or to the job, that is worth fighting for. That is worth putting your energy in, because you are trying to preserve and keep the unity and keep the balance. So that's worth fighting for. But trying to fight over little petty little jobs or errands, maybe your supervisor has you go around and collect the mail from each box, but maybe today they have somebody else do it. Is it really worth fighting to say, hey, I need to? No. It's not. Like, even in my job, I'm not, if a manager wants me to do something and it's like, I don't know, like, there's little things that I'll do for them, because in the grand scheme of things, I understand that there's going to be a time and a place when they're going to need me, or there's going to be a time and a place where I'm going to need them and need their guidance or need them to work with me. So if I'm being difficult and being petty with little things, then why should I expect the management not to do the same? You know, they're going to be petty and they're going, you know, so just remember, like, when you're fighting battles, be careful of which battles you want to fight, because guess what? When the tables turn, and guess what? The tables always turn. Are you going to want them to fight little petty battles? No. So this is just your message to understand that it's okay to, quote unquote, lose battles. It's okay to not have every win, because you're looking in the long term. You're looking for the wins long term, and that are going to last longer than these little petty wins, okay? So I really hope that this hit home for somebody, because in this spiritual warfare, in this spiritual awakening on your spiritual journey, don't beat yourself up because you feel like you failed, or you feel like you didn't succeed at something, or you feel like the enemy has got one up on you, or somebody has taken advantage of you. No. Really assess the situation and see if it's really worth fighting for, or if it's worth, okay, I'm going to let you have that, because in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to matter anyway. Love y'all. It's Core. Y'all know how we do. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I will talk to y'all in my next one.